Hey, what's up? Zach here. And today I've got the top 5 tennis shoes for summer and fall 2022. Here we go. And in addition to my normal criteria, which is, good on the tennis court and good for your feet, there's another unfortunate criteria this year, and that's just availability. With supply chain issues being rampant, as well as just some shoe manufacturers shifting resources around their companies, it is kind of hard to find some tennis shoes in all parts of the world right now. So another criteria this year is going to be, what shoe can you actually find? So that's why this list might just look a little different this year. And that being said, if you are looking to pick up any of these shoes, I do have links in the description below. And coming in at number 5 is the Asics Solution Speed FF2. And of all the more minimalist type tennis shoes I've seen this year, these have kind of been the ones that have combined enough comfort, especially in the midsole as well as the uppers, as well as durability and speed with an entire polyurethane upper with a lot of breathing channels. This was quite a big upgrade from the original Solution Speed we saw last year. So if you're looking for a shoe for a lot of speed, but enough durability that you can actually slide in pretty good grip on a hard court, or if you play on clay, use the clay treads. The Solution Speed FF2 kind of has something for everybody that's looking for speed. Now coming in at number 4 is a shoe that I feel like I've kind of slept on a little bit because I wasn't a huge fan of its predecessor, kind of like the Asics Solution Speed. However, at number 4 is the Babolat Jet Mach 3. The more I have played in this shoe, the more I have liked it. I've noticed that you get a little bit more pop out of the Jet Mach 3's midsole than some other shoes in the maximalist or more speed focused categories. And I've also found the forefoot, this real ergonomic design here, this accordion pattern here on the inside or medial side, is great for really fluid push off, really fluid bending of your forefoot, as well as really good toe drag protection on the court. I also notice when you're in real compromised positions, the shoe will actually grip along these little ridges here. So it actually gets a little bit more grip than some other shoes if you are a slider or just find yourself kind of pushing off on the inside of the shoe. I've also find that unlike previous versions of the Jet Mach line, the midsole does not bottom out like those previous versions do. So it still stays pretty fresh and pretty resilient even after hours and hours or miles and miles of use. And that's not even mentioning the really aggressive flange, which make these probably the most stable, more speed focused shoe out there, as well as the enhanced breathability and stiffer shank on the underside of the shoe. And coming in at number 3 is a shoe that just kind of manifested itself back into the tennis shoe space, and that is the Adidas Soulcourt Boost. Now, why did this shoe find its way back after being discontinued? Well, it's because enough pros kind of spoke out about it, and enough pros really liked the stability of the Soulcourt Boost, being able to throw themselves around the court and not have to worry about stability of that really aggressive flange on it. And I think enough recreational players voiced their concerns about not having a real maximalist shoe from Adidas and just weren't really happy with going from the Soulcourt Boost to the Barricade. That is a pretty big jump. So when Adidas brought back the Soulcourt Boost this year in multiple colorways, I for one was really happy, because if it's not broke, why fix it? And coming in at number 2, I didn't really think this would be a controversial pick. However, there were 3 shoes out there that I just really couldn't choose between. So this number 2 pick is a tie, and that is between the Diadora B Icon and the Blue Shield Torneo. And the reason I tied these 2 shoes is, number 1, they're both excellent, at least in my opinion. But number 2 is they're just meant for much different players. The B Icon is meant much more for speed, aerodynamics, easier to get through the air, easier to cut through the court, much more just of a lightning fast type shoe. Whereas the Torneos are meant much more for stability and durability, someone that wants more of a stable base under the bottom and a little bit more durable of a midsole, to be honest. So like I said, for what they are, I think these 2 are some of the best on the market. They're just meant for much different purposes, much different players. And before I get to the number 1 shoe, I did want to make one honorable mention and just a clarification. Now the honorable mention goes to the Yonex Eclipsean 3. Now the reason it doesn't make the list is because the Yonex Eclipsean 4, I've heard, is coming out soon, and they are starting to phase out the 3s, and I think stock is starting to run low on the 3s as a result. So if you can get a pair of these or pick these up, now is probably the time if it's in your size. This does come in a 2E version as well as the standard. The standard is pretty narrow. However, in terms of a durability focused shoe with a lot of speed and low to the ground feel, the Eclipsean 3s are fantastic, and I really do hope that the 4s kind of keep in that tradition, because they will definitely make the next list. And just a little bit of an explanation on 2 shoes. If this channel were purely about tennis performance performance, if this wasn't the Foot Doctor Zach channel, this was just the ex-college Zach channel, then the Nike Soulcourt Next would have made this list because performance-wise, they are one of the best out there. The grip is phenomenal. I think the performance of these is great. It's just the foam in the heel is just so rock hard in these. I've actually heard of some people having some issues with them. I had some issues with that. You can throw an orthotic in them and they are a lot more comfortable, but just intrinsically, the shoe by itself, in terms of performance, fantastic. Comfort in terms of me as a foot doctor can be lacking at times, as well as kind of the same issue in a different place for the Adidas Barricade. Like I said, in terms of performance, low to the ground feel and just side to side speed, the Barricades are the best shoe out there right now. However, just in terms of their fit, how low the uppers are, and just kind of the issues that they have been giving some people, especially in the forefoot with these elastic laces at tie down, and especially with the ankle collar as well. It's just some comfort issues in these did kind of take them out of the running for the list. However, in terms of performance, or if you're just the right foot type for these, which you can check out in my review of them, they're a fantastic shoe because there are enough people in the comments section of this and my reviews of them that have been saying that these are the most comfortable shoes that are put on. And that's just because they're the right foot type for them. And coming in at the top spot, this one's kind of ironic because when I did the previous review, you couldn't find stock of them anywhere. However, now that we're having all these issues with stock of other shoes, they're in stock. However, that number one shoe is the Lotto Raptor Hyperpulse 100. Now, the reason these make the top spot really comes down to the midsole. That Hyperpulse midsole in these with that 2-layer design is just amazing. It is so comfortable, so much energy return, and low to the ground feel. These shoes are also one of the more stable shoes out there and have some of the best grip because of that real flat traction tread. Vibram did a really good job on the outsole, giving them enough tack, but also enough give if you wanted to slide. These also breathe exceptionally well, and the fit is more glove-like, so they're much more one-to-one than some other shoes. These kind of wrap around your foot and give you a pretty good lockdown no matter what kind of shape your foot is in. So I was really glad to see that these kind of came into more stock, especially here in the United States where I live, and I'm really glad that these got to take the top spot because in terms of technology, playability, and just overall just shoe that's good for your foot, these really are the best out there right now. And of course, I'd love to know your thoughts. What are your top shoes right now and what shoes are you looking to pick up for the summer and fall season? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to see a deeper dive of any of these shoes on this list, I have set up a special playlist up above, and make sure you subscribe down below. Respect to rubber and foam. I'll see you in the next video.